Hey, this is a video to review the custom-made Leatherman Surge double sheath, basically. So it's made for the Leatherman Surge, the 40-piece bit kit, and the LED version of the Mag flashlight. So I kind of wanted to show you and kind of just walk you through. This is a custom order for David, but I also wanted to post for anyone else that might be interested in seeing. So I'll explain a couple things as I go along. So let me zoom up on it just a little bit. So this is all hand stitched. This is the completed pouch. If you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see kind of part of the progress that went into it. And then here's the back. Let me see if I can get the lighting just a little bit. Okay. With the belt loops that we've talked about before for the belt, like I said, probably 2 inches will fit in there, maybe a little bit more. And this is the front with the fleur-de-lis, the Maglite pouch here. And this is for either the Leatherman or the Surge or the 40-piece bit kit. And then the second one to alternate between the Surge and the. So let me. I don't actually have a Surge on me. I have my Leatherman. This is the Blast version. So it is shorter, and I think the thickness is about the same. But it is a shorter version. They're mid. I guess they're mid-weight. So yeah, I mean that's kind of how it goes in. Now the model. Let me see if I can get this out. The model that I formed it around was this, which is I think more the height of the Surge. So the Surge should actually stick out, this much here. So yeah, like I said in the other video, this is still a tight fit. If you leave it in there, it will be less so. Of course, it's hard for me to get a good angle from this camera angle too. But once you leave it in there, my guess is probably a couple weeks, maybe a month. As you use it, this will mold and become more pliable. But I left it in here for maybe 2 days, and it became pretty good. So that's that. Let me show you actually, let me just load them all up. This is the Maglite I had bought for the project. This is the 226 lumen, I think, Maglite. It's pretty bright. It's actually really nice. So the way I think I mentioned in the video is I've kind of designed it to sit just about flush. You can kind of push it in further or leave it out. It's up to you. And that's how it snaps. You can see there's still some play. So if you don't, let me see if I can get the angle. If you don't shove it all the way in, and if it was still just a little bit, you could still get the snap closed. Really, it's up to you to decide how you want it to sit. But there's the Maglite, and we'll pretend this is the Surge for the moment. Even the Surge, I think we talked about in the last video, is not this width across. It is slimmer. But then there's the Surge. Hypothetically, there's the Surge. Let me see if I can get the angle here with the snap. And then for the bit kit, I actually ended up doing another mock-up. This is actually let me show you. This is a leather, really thick scrap leather that I actually use for cutting on and punching holes with. So I cut some up to kind of make this elastic. This is the elastic piece I was talking about. My concern with I want to use leather with elastic in this. My concern was though that it would really become a tight fit with leather, and then adding the snap. The snap has a dome, and it adds another, probably another 1/4 inch or so. So I didn't really want to, do that. So this is my mock-up of the bit kit. Basically the width and the thickness, not length, but so that I could get a good measure of the elastic. So basically the idea is you would slide this kind of elastic sleeve over the top, and it would hold the 40-piece bit kit together, the front to back, And then I have two things to represent the bit extender. Now, when I look at the picture of the bit extender, it looks like it tapers. So it probably starts off at 1/2 inch. And it looks like it tapers down, where the bit part attaches to the Leatherman. So I kind of have both of these, but the basic idea would be that you would slide this. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a stitched. It's all hand stitched, so I'm not really used to hand stitching elastic a whole lot. But it's some of this saddle stitch still, so it's still pretty durable. But basically, the idea would be that this would slip in, into here, and you would have something like this that you would stick in here. Now, my other concern is with this, this thickness. That if it was actually this thick all the way through, it will be a tight fit. Now, it's leather, so it will still, bend and it will adjust, over time. But ideally, it is not that thickness all the way through. If it was, it wouldn't be an issue. It would just be hard to get out, or it would require more planning. Like you would need to pull the bit kit part out. I mean, the extender out first, and then get to the bit kit. Of course, this is too short, so it's sunk in. But the bit kit should be probably about there. So yeah, so my hope is though really that the bit kit actually starts off this wide at the top, and is slimmer here, because what you could do is you could actually put it in, well, as much as you wanted, but that really the fat part, the socket part, could actually be even resting right here in this loop where the cutout is, and then you wouldn't have to shove it all the way into the pouch, because I did leave. Once I get this part, I did leave a good amount, a good allowance for. Oh, this is too long. It's too long. The bit kit is 3.5 inches, if I remember correctly, which is closer to this. But let me get the. Yeah. So this is 3. I can see it's about 3, probably 3.25. But whereas this is. Yeah, almost 4, probably 4 inches. But the idea would be that the thicker part you would leave basically above the sheath if you needed to. So let me show you. I mean, you could shove the whole thing in and just close it. And my only concern with that would be that at some point it may become hard to pull in and out. Like I said, it will mold. You can kind of tell it bumps it out just a little bit. Right there, it will mold to it if you want to do it that way. But you could just put the thinner tapered section within, and leave the big sockets part out. Because if you look at, let me get this back out now. If you look at this closed, let me close it really quick. I did leave if you can see it. I did leave an allowance kind of for that right here, for that to up top and also on the edge. So if for some reason the extender didn't fit all the way in, or it wasn't really working for you, you could leave that thick part of the extender out of the case and then slide the rest in, using the elastic piece. The other thing I wanted to show you that I did really quick was, it took me a little bit longer, was I had these when I initially made this. The back of the snaps were exposed. So this is my old Leatherman, and if you can tell, I'm not actually. I have it set up a certain way, but you can see that Leatherman on their snaps, they leave the metal. The metal is right there for the snap closure. And the rivets here too. Actually, you can feel them on the bottom of the case. So when I first made this, I was concerned about the rivets, and that's why I layered it and on the back, so there was no metal. But then I realized I had forgotten to. Well, I didn't forget. I purposefully didn't line the back. But then, as I was playing with it, I was playing with this one. I realized that sometimes the metal snap, and this would happen on my Leatherman pouch too. This little bump out right here sometimes would catch, as I was pulling it out. So what I ended up doing, I spent yesterday doing, was I actually went back and lined, which is a thin layer. I lined all the back of the snaps. So basically, there's now no metal on the inside. I wasn't too worried about scratching. I mean, Leatherman's not too worried about scratching their tools because of the way they design their pouch. Obviously, it's a tool, so it's gonna get banged up. But just for to keep it cleaner looking, also to help it not catch so much. I did end up doing that, and I was waiting for the leather glue to set. They recommend 24 hours before I started making the video and shoving things in. But anyway, I just wanted to show you where we're at. See all the snaps engaged. I have to put my finger through. This is rigid, but it's not rigid enough to where it can push and set the snap. Let me set this one back. So yeah, there it is. There it is. Let me see if I can get that. There it is. Empty. And I'll just do one final load it in there one more time, just to show you. The big kit, or my mock-up of the big kit. I'll slide this on. The elastic I made, I didn't want to make too tight because I didn't want you have to struggle to get it on and off each time. So it will hold really well. It's still pretty stretchy. And I have dropped that wooden dowel I was using off somewhere, so I'm gonna just stick the small one in. But you saw earlier that the wider one worked. Actually, I just realized this one won't work because it's too long. Let me see if I can find that long one, that short one, really quick. Okay, sorry. And here is this is the thicker, I believe this is half-inch dowel, maybe, yeah, but so something like that. However you want to configure it, and you could slide it in. You could even actually, if you wanted, you could move this to the side. This was I think the original design, but my feeling is with a big kit and how long it is, you're gonna really be stretching out this edge, which is why I'm thinking either to the side a little bit or straight in the middle. But yeah, and then there is the big kit. Yeah, it's not too heavy. Well, it depends. I carry a lot of stuff on me, so to me it's actually not too heavy. But yeah, there you go. And like I said, to remove this initially, you might have to do this little bit kit thing where you pull the wooden dowel out, or I mean the extender out, and it just has to stretch really into it. Okay, well, that's stuck in there pretty good. Okay. And then the big kit will be free. You can see, like, after having it in there for a couple hours, a couple weeks, I really don't think you're gonna have an issue with the tightness as much. This is just freshly dyed, freshly sealed. And it does take it will take a little bit to soften up and become more pliable. I think this design is going to work really well for the flashlight, and when you pull on it, there's really not too much stress happening here, and I was concerned about that a little bit because when I shoved the flashlight in, you can kind of see it created a little crease in the leather. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that really is from, you know, this effect, like that. But really, that's as much as that will go. And really, if you back the flashlight out a little bit and snap it closed, you know, you're not going to put too much pressure on that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It's a pretty thick, durable piece. I mean, maybe after 10 years or so, that might fall off. But my feeling is it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So there it is. Hope this is what you had in mind. That with the elastic, I will be shipping that out soon. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. But yeah, I'll ship this out with this piece. Yeah. If you need anything else made or are interested in anything else, let me know. Thanks for your custom order, David. I really appreciate it. It was a fun project. I don't think I've actually done anything in this setup. I've done dual pouches before. I've done flashlight and a sheath before, but not all three. So it was a fun project. I do appreciate the job. Anyway, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be shipping this out probably pretty soon. Thanks. Bye.